Happy 214, everyone, and this is gonna be my, I guess, trailer breakdown of the Zack Snyder's Justice League final trailer. Epic awesomeness, so to speak. So, let's just get right down to it. All right. So here goes everything. All right. So here we obviously have the scene from um, Batman versus Superman, where Superman Clark Kent is stabbed. Obviously, that's the wound over there, and in this case, he's screaming, so his dead cry. Basically, there's a scene where the bell has Lex Luthor goes, the bell has rung, the god is dead, or something along that line, and that ties into this scene, and you can see the shockwave ripple out, which sort of the bell is rung, which sort of wakens the motherboard, which triggers the whole event that takes place in Justice League, the invasion of Apocalypse, so to speak. So there we go. His dead cry. The bell has rung. Yes. I'm sorry, the bell's been rung. Yeah. So we go right ahead, and there we have the shockwave. It reverberates, obviously. Mother box awakens. And then I'm not quite sure if the cry actually led to, the destruction of this temple here. Maybe that's where one of the mother boxes is actually being kept. I don't know. I really don't know. But yes, that's actually a very beautiful shot. It's like Themyscira. I'm looking at things on the side over here. Are those parademons? Not quite sure. It's very far away. So maybe this could be a battle sequence. And this is the aftermath of the battle sequence between the Amazonians. And then again, the queen wouldn't have been standing on the side and just staring. So I don't know. We'll just have to wait and see when the movie comes out. So you have that. Oh, those are Amazonians, actually. They look like horses. Oh, who knows? Maybe it wasn't after, you know, an after sequence of the invasion by Steppenwolf into the temple to steal the mother box. Never know. Obviously, nightmare scene. Oh, I should say nightmare vision. I keep saying scene. It still means the same thing. So the vision here, obviously expanded. We have Wonder Woman with the arrow, and obviously Uxas or Darkseid, I guess. I'm assuming that's the Omega Beam. His eyes are red, so all right. So I'll give it that. That's Darkseid. We've already seen this image before, so that's good. But this was unexpected. I couldn't. This is. Look at that. They're already waiting for the invasion, preparing for the invasion. Oh, you see, they're on their knees, paying homage to Darkseid, obviously, and that's the Sod, and that's Granny Goodness. Awesome. Look at that. I still think. I don't know. I still feel as though this section of the arm is a bit weird, but that's just me. We'll see how it looks in the final cut. All right, so there you have it. The three of them actually in there. There you have Steppenwolf without his helmet on, and he looks weird, disturbing and weird, and I just love the details on his skin, and he looks like a like a monster, like an alien, basically, like an actual alien, and not the version that we got in the theatrical cut that looked a bit more like a human wearing some sort of prosthetic on or something like that. Been badly rendered, I guess. So this is pretty good, and as you can see, the spikes aren't actually. I guess he could actually control the spikes and use them as, I guess, a sort of weapon or defense mechanism. I mean, that would make sense. He could catch someone, squeeze them, and have them impaled on his armor. But yes, and I wonder who. Let's see. I know he is talking to someone. Initially, I thought this was actually Darkseid. I just realized that this is actually some sort of communication hub. It looks, it's, yeah, it's very thin. So yeah, I think it's some sort of communication hub, and that based on this section over here, this glimmering section over here, looks like the Sod's, I guess, male cowl or whatever he wears. I'm not quite sure. I'm not 100% sure, but I think this is actually the Sod um, as opposed to Darkseid, and those are the parademon in the background. That's interesting. I love that, and he calls him my lord. This world will fall. Pretty good. All right, let's continue. There you go, the Amazonians against the parademons. That is an absolutely amazing scene. Look at that. The shockwave from that. It's like the attention to detail is absolutely amazing. All right, there you go. And check this out. It's like definitely R-rated, no question about that. And wham! They're not playing around. I was like, this is war. This is war for humanity, for Earth and everything. And if it's a real war, it is brutal, and this is what it is. This is what we're getting. A brutal fight for humanity. There you go. Look at that. Interesting. The spikes. I don't know why people kept saying there's spike up top of his spikes. I mean, that makes absolutely no sense. You know what? It doesn't matter. Haters will be haters. It's a very interesting look. I'm hoping it will be rendered a bit more to give it more of a sharper, clearer look than it is right now. But yeah, I just need a bit more details, clearer edges and everything. So yeah, there we go. Staring at the Amazonians. Oops. This is the scene where Batman is recruiting, looking for Aquaman, while Aquaman's, hiding away from the world and whatever. So this is the scene, which I think it was it was also in the original, in the theatrical cut. Oh yeah, before we could continue. From what I gathered, Zack Snyder, this particular version of Justice League is 100% Zack Snyder vision, shot, and everything. Apparently, he refuses to use any of the shot made by Joss Whedon. So this is 100% his shot. And from what I gathered too, I heard that Josh Whedon used approximately 10 to 12% of Zack Snyder's cut in his movie, and the rest is actually it was actually a reshoot, a complete rewrite from the original. So basically, yes, there will be shots sprinkled that we've already seen in the theatrical cut, but the majority of it, and obviously the fact that it's actually 4 hours as opposed to 2 hours in the theatrical cut, will be something we've never actually seen, which is good, which makes this a completely different movie. Maybe thematically it will be the same. Obviously, they're fighting to save Earth, but ultimately, with everything included, completely different movie. So let's go. That's the scene. I think in the theatrical cut, the building didn't explode, if I'm not mistaken. It's been a while since I watched it. I think I only watched it once, and I've never gone back to see it again. But I think she tossed out the bomb in the air and it exploded, as opposed to exploding in the building. I might be wrong on that, but let's continue. Obviously, Aquaman. This is a fight between Aquaman and obviously Steppenwolf, and I think someone's about to get killed. It's not very clear. By Steppenwolf, I'm assuming Tamara, but Aquaman comes in the nick of time and blocks the killing thrust. And here we go, Cyborg. And the fact that the tone is a bit yellowish, means, or brownish, means this is actually the nightmare sequence. And he has apparently 4 appendages here. So you have the cannon, the laser blaster, whatever this is over there, and this. So this is interesting. This is obviously the nightmare scene, and it's great to see how he's being utilized. Apparently in this version, he is the heart of the movie, so that's great. Hello, you. Sorry, she's being weird. All right, so let's continue. That's the Flash. Huh. And this sequence of okay, that's Batman in his Batmobile driving around, chased by parademons. I think this is the sequence where Wonder Woman flies that and helps, takes it off the car. I might be wrong, but let's go. All right, Wonder Woman being a badass. I love this line here. He comes. If you can't bring down the charging bull, then don't wave the red cape at it. And red cape Superman. I mean, in this case, it's like you have to wave the black cape. Obviously, you have Superman, and finally we get a confirmation on this scene that it's not Supergirl. It's actually Batman. It's actually Superman that he's staring at. So that's interesting. At least I'm hoping that's the case. I'm not. I I haven't been able. At least I don't remember if it was actually in the theatrical cut where the scene was actually revealed as to whom he was staring at, because there was a whole movement going around. People were assuming it was either Martian Manhunter or it was Supergirl or something like that. So it's. I think it's Superman, obviously. So let's go. You have Lois Lane. You have the invasion happening. You've got. I think this is still Uxas. He hasn't become Darkseid yet because he doesn't have the Mega Beam happening. And this is a scene. I think it's also from the deleted cut of Batman versus Superman, where he's being laid into the. I forgot what it's called, but it's in the Earth, the something engine. I'm drawing a blank right now, where Superman is put in there and he regenerates, or he is revived. And I don't remember there being a scene with the picture of Jonathan Kent, and it looks as though the picture is actually dissolving in the liquid, which probably might somehow maybe psychically contain, the essence of Jonathan Kent, which would sort of help guide Superman back into the path of light, as opposed to completely going insane and losing himself completely. So he also plays a very important role in shaping Superman, obviously. All right, let's continue. All right, this is someone actually, is it a Ping Pong Flicks? Chris Wong, yes, he made mention. I'm assuming that was him. Was it him? I think everything's becoming a blur right now. I don't remember who actually made mention. It's like this is probably a sequence that happens, or that's happening, that happens after Cyborg gets knocked unconscious, and he sort of, the mother box sort of grants him this ability, or he's actually learning how to utilize his powers as a direct result of that. He's actually in this world whereby he's sort of like Matrix, like he's training. At least that's my spin on it. He's training, and he kind of merges further with the mother box and learns how to use his power. And this is also the scene in the previous trailer where we see him pointing, controlling the nuclear armament or the missiles that were actually flying towards him. So this is good. This is subconscious. Anyway, this is how he sees himself, even though he's a cyborg. All right, this is the scene where she jumps after the sword, and the Flash runs and pushes it back to her. That's great. So that, I guess that scene was actually Zack Snyder's. Makes sense. You have the scene with Aquaman holding back the water in the tunnel, I believe. And this is obviously Ezra Miller, Flash, and Iris West saving her from a car accident. This is the scene where Bruce Wayne actually discovers the village where Aquaman is. And obviously Lois and Clark. I guess she also plays a very important role in grounding him, bringing him back to the light, I'm assuming. And this is part of the whole process. I really love that. And I hope she actually has more, more of a showing in this. Let's go. And then we have this, which I really liked, because it sort of brings the whole Man of Steel, Batman versus Superman. And now this is like a complete circle. The first time we had he learns how to fly. You see the whole it's yeah, during the sequence in Man of Steel when he flies, there's a disturbance on the floor. Then he takes off. In in Batman versus Superman during his burial scene, you see this dirt rising, and now in this version, you see all that happening, and then it forms a full circle. So it's like symbolic. I like it. It's like it's a full circle, the completion or the rebirth of Superman, so to speak. And here he has the black suit, which signifies, which is supposed to help heal. It's meant to heal a Kryptonian or something like that. At least that's what I got from the comics. I'm not quite sure exactly how accurate it is here, because then again, we did have General Zod, who um he had the black cape on, he had the black suit on, and he didn't really need a cape. So the whole cape thing, I think that was actually, it's a very complex thing about the cape. And you know what? It's fine that it's left there. It's different. It's Zack Snyder's own vision as opposed to picking everything up from the comic book. So he's just company making it his own. I don't think he actually had his choice, because he had to film it in the original color, darken the aspect ratio, the coloring, in order to have the option to either make it blue or black. So there you go. That's Cyborg doing his thing. It's like the scope, the scale. Look at that. It's like massive. There you have it. And yes, that is the War Machine. I'm not quite sure if it's the same one as the one that was used in the tunnel fight sequence or wherever it was with that looked like a giant spider. Maybe it is. It has the ability to transform, but I'm not quite sure. But this is taken directly from, at least from what I gather, from the Dark Knight Returns comic book, the Frank Miller iteration of Batman. So that's great. And that was an epic shot. And I still have to capture it and put it as my screensaver. I love it. I've had the Wonder Woman for years now. I think it's time to upgrade. Obviously, now that we're actually going to also get to know a little bit more about the characters, about the superheroes prior to, I guess, the final sequence. This is interesting because I never picked that up until now. All right, so we have Cyborg, I think, interfacing with the motherboard or something like that, and things are going wrong. Then you have Ezra, the Flash, in the background, and he's reaching out towards Cyborg. So I'm assuming he might actually pull him out of whatever is happening, because I do remember reading somewhere whereby there's a connection between, well, there is a connection between Cyborg and the motherboard, and sometimes the dark side can use that connection to infiltrate the Justice League. So maybe that's what's happening, and the Flash is aware of this. So this is the future Flash running back in time to stop Cyborg from doing whatever it is he's about to do. I'm not 100% sure. It's interesting. All right, so there you go. So he gets sucked into the motherboard. The motherboard shows him what's happening with Steppenwolf, and this looks like Atlantean. And he's getting the motherboard from there. Then we have, I love this. It's like the way he runs is it's 100% better than in the Justice League, in the theatrical cut. So we go there, we have that. You said the age of heroes would never come again. And you know what? This actually makes, look at that. So I'm going to talk about that in a second. You say, let's just finish the whole sequence here. It's like, yes, the Superman beam, that is just awesome. It has to. And basically, I just realized that Zack Snyder was setting up the whole universe, at least. I think I'm not sure. You know what? I'm just going to say, I think he's setting up the whole universe as a replacement of the whole Greek mythology. You know, you had the gods, then you had the heroes who actually went out to fight evil and whatnot. And now this is an iteration of the modern day. This is a modern day version of the old heroes. Hercules, strength, and all that stuff. So basically, this is the modern day's equivalent of that, and they're there to protect Earth and fight the evil that is threatening the world, so, or the universe. So I think it's very interesting to see how it ties into the Greek mythology. All right, and there you go. And then, of course, I never really got this. I had no idea it was actually a meme, a very popular one, and this version of that was actually associated with Joker, even though it was made famous, or not really made famous. It was actually initially done by um, what's it called? What's the name of the show? Constanza. Seinfeld show, Constanza. There was an episode, second season, where it was actually, I think it was had to do with a clown. I don't know 100%. I don't know if it has anything to do with a clown. I'm just making that up. But it happened. It was actually initially used in Seinfeld, and somehow it became a very popular meme in this day. And well, recently, as a direct result, there was a petition going around that that over 59,000 people signed, wanted the Joaquin Phoenix version of the Joker to actually say that line, which did happen, and then this version did, and apparently Jared Leto wasn't a no, and they were all basically, this line is just trolling everyone, and which is fantastic. It's really great, and now it's canon, I guess. That Joker actually does say something like this. As I said, this is beautiful. I love that. The SWAT vest and everything. I think during the Suicide Squad, the final sequence, him escaping with Harley, he did wear a SWAT vest, flak jacket or whatever, and I'm glad to see the continuity in there. He's wearing that, and you obviously, as I said in the trailer reaction, I noticed this, and that was Cyborg. And apparently Mira is also supposed to be in this sequence. So I think it's going to be Mira, Cyborg, Batman, and the Joker who team up together in order to fight Darkseid. So that's it. That's all I gotta say for this, folks. I know it's a bit longer than I normally do. I'm sorry about that, but I'm actually looking forward to this, and this is awesome. And I can't wait to experience this Zack Snyder's Justice League in the not so distant future. So that is awesome. That is great, and I can't wait until the 18th of March to see this epic, and hopefully things would actually go well and it wouldn't be sabotaged as I've been hearing that the Warner Brothers have been trying to do. I don't know how true it is, but that seems to be the case. So hopefully it's going to do better, and we might actually have a sequel to it. Maybe. I'm hoping we will, if it's actually pretty good. So I'll just I think it's going to be good, but I'm going to wait until I watch it before I make a definite, I forgot the word again. Definite judgment on whether or not a sequel is warranted. So, with that said, this is your boy Jack. Y'all take care, and I will oh yeah, don't forget to subscribe. Please do subscribe now. And with that said, this is your boy Jack. Y'all take care, and I will catch you on the flip side.